guys, welcome back to the Beyond Football podcast. Today, I'm joined by two of my fellow future leaders, two guys that came through Premier League academies just like me, and I'm excited to dive into their stories of experiences in football, in the academy system, and how those experiences have shaped their life beyond football and their current ventures. So, Ed and Martin, welcome to the Beyond Football podcast.
It's great to be here. It's great to be here.
So I just want to get into give me a little snippet of your journeys in football, Ed. How did it all start? What has been your journey in football?
Yeah, so I was at Watford Academy, 8 to 16, and then got let go at 16. Then I got a football scholarship to this like college under 18s. Played for them for 2 years. Then after that, got scouted by Burnley. So I was at Burnley for a year, got a year pro at Burnley.
Right.
Since then, I've just been playing got let go by Burnley at 19. Since then, just been playing non-league really, yeah. Just been playing non-league.
Smooth. And you, Martin?
To be fair, my journey's a lot different. Like, I've been playing since I was 8. I've been playing Sunday League my whole career for the majority of like a good 8 years. I only got picked up by Crystal Palace at 16.
16.
2 years scholar. Late.
Yeah.
2 years scholar at Palace, and then got released after that. So had to do. Now I'm in uni while still playing non-league as well. So
Yeah.
that's what we're doing now. But yeah, late thing.
No. See, so you guys have experience in the academy system just like me. And one question I'd like to start off with is, was it always a dream, football?
Always. Like from like when I was a little kid, yeah. Always a dream. But like I'm still enjoying playing now though.
Yeah.
I just love playing football, you know what I mean?
Even just being in and around like the football scene. For me, I kind of like realize it's enough now.
Yeah.
Even though you don't get to play in the big stadiums, go travel all these hotels, being in and around the whole setup and football in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And what do you guys think is, like, what about football for you guys makes it such a dream to play?
That's a tricky one.
That's a tough question, yeah.
Like
That's a tough question.
One of the main reasons I got into football was like to inspire others. So just to be able to inspire young people, people growing up, making them wish, oh, I want to be like him when I grow up. I want to make people feel this way when I grow up. Massive. I think that's what got me into it.
Yeah.
To be honest with me, I just loved the game. Like, I just loved it from a young age. It's hard to say, like, it's actually hard to stop and think, like, why do I enjoy football? But I've just always loved it, like, from a young age, like, just being obsessed with football. You know what I mean?
Makes sense. And what are you guys currently doing now outside of football? Because, in fact, before I go into that, like, Ed, you talk about being at Watford Academy from a young age, and compared to Martin, who's only joined the academy system at 16. From your experience, how was it like being in that academy from a young age?
Yeah, it's a good question. Like, I enjoyed so much of being at Watford. Like, I've had so many great experiences playing there, like foreign tours, just like playing against big teams as well, playing against like big teams from like a young age. But like, it was tough being in an academy from that age. I feel like when you're in an academy really young, you get put under a lot of pressure from like a young age. So it's hard to carry on enjoying playing football sometimes. But I feel like recently I've just got my enjoyment back for football and stuff like that. So I feel like it's good being in an academy from a young age, but you get put under a lot of pressure. So it's hard to carry on enjoying.
When you say pressure, like, could you give me like an example?
Yeah, so just like always thinking about getting a contract for the next year, you know what I mean? Like,
is that how it's like from the younger age group? So you said you joined around what? 9?
Under 9, yeah. Under 9, yeah. So from that age, you're always thinking about getting a contract for the next year. So
no way.
Yeah. So even under 9s, you're always thinking about like, oh, am I going to get re-signed in the summer?
Yeah.
So every game, you're putting yourself under that amount of pressure. But I feel like for a kid that age, it's better to just relax and enjoy playing football sometimes. You know what I mean?
It's funny you say that, because even if you're not playing in the academy setup, like when I was playing in Sunday League at age 9, 10, I'm thinking, I need to do something to get
Yeah.
There's pressure on you guys to get a new contract. There's pressure on us to get where you are. So I feel like no matter what age you are, there's always pressure looking for the next step.
But then how did you guys deal with that? Because I know from my experience, obviously, I got into the academy system at under 13s with Chelsea and everything, and I feel exactly the same way you guys were feeling, where it's not only pressure, but also to keep up with that social image, that image. You in school, you come in, you go out for day release, all of that. Everyone knows you as that footballer now. So that's another added pressure to maintain. Oh, and he plays for Chelsea, this and that.
Yeah.
So on top of getting that pressure of getting that next contract, it's like, keeping up with that.
100%.
How do you guys find that?
Even if you're playing in the playground with your mates, you're still thinking like, everyone knows I play for Chelsea. Yeah. Everyone knows I play for a big team.
You can't get next. Yeah. This stuff. So what? Has anyone used that against you? Like,
what's that? Yeah. Like
Chelsea?
If you get maced, then you're in the playground or something. Everyone's like,
how do you play for Chelsea? How do you play for Burnley? How do you play for
Yeah. It's mad.
Nah, that's so. But how was it like for you in the system when you were younger?
Everyone knew what kind of player I was about. Like, so being in the playground, everyone knew, this guy is really good at football. Just have fun with it. There was never really that much pressure in the playground. Everyone was just thinking, have fun with it. Go. Once school's over, go enjoy yourself. Play your team, whether that's an academy, whether that's Sunday league. Just go and enjoy it. Everyone's striving towards the same thing. So honestly, it was mostly just fun and banter.
Nah, I hear it.
Funny days, man.
Nah, it's true still. But then you see those pressures. Like, how do you feel? Like, what was the things that you guys done to deal with it?
I don't think I knew how to deal with it at that age. That's the
Serious?
problem. Like at this age, I'm a lot better at dealing with pressure now, because obviously you learn techniques to deal with it and stuff. But when you're that age, you don't really have strategies to deal with pressure. So that's why I feel like it's so hard for kids when they get signed by academies. So it's just like, at that age, you don't know how to deal with pressure. You haven't been taught the strategies to deal with it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a tough one.
Like I said, there really shouldn't be that much pressure.
No, you should just be playing for fun at that age.
But it's like you said, like the high pressure of the demands, like, you know, the statistics become every young boy's dream, as you guys said. So what do you guys feel like or academy system can do to obviously prepare people for that pressure? Or do you feel like that's just how it is?
I feel like there should be more focus on the fun, because when you pressure kids at a young age, it's setting them up for failure, I can't lie.
But then if you deep it though, if they don't go through that pressure, how are they gonna get to that elite level?
That's true, but I feel like enjoyment comes first and foremost.
100%.
Because if you don't enjoy what you're doing,
you're
gonna fall out regardless.
100.
Regardless of the pressure or not, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, and that's what I found when I was leaving Palace. A lot of the boys, towards the end of it, they weren't enjoying football anymore. And a lot of them have stopped playing entirely.
Yeah. And that has to start from a young age as well. If you don't enjoy it at a young age, what chance have you got of enjoying it when you get older? That's the one time when you're meant to enjoy playing football, when you're young.
Job and it's all about making money, looking after your family.
100%.
If you don't enjoy it, then you're in a job that you don't like.
No, 100%. I feel like it's true still, because I've seen so many players who they've gone through that hard process of being, drilled football, training. When they come out of it, or the game just spits them out, you get released. They're like, I hate this game. I don't want to have nothing to do with it, this and that. But then what can be done about that? Do you get what I'm saying? What are some, like, the most enjoyable times you guys look back on during that time from like 10 to 16 that you say, oh, right, I really enjoyed this, and it wasn't like, oh, I'm just pushing for that contract?
For me, it's got to be foreign tours. Like in the academy, foreign tours are the best. Like, like going to, like, you and No Dan playing for Chelsea. Like I bet you went on some really good tours. Yeah. Going to, like, we went to Italy, went to Portugal. Like just going to those countries and playing, just such a great experience at that age. So I'd say, yeah, foreign tours, definitely best experience.
You, man, can't relate to these.
Nah, but you still had those experiences.
When I was 16, we were going to. We didn't go anywhere special. We went to Israel. That was cool though.
Israel.
I've never been anywhere like that playing.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
So you're telling me I've never been to somewhere like Israel?
Same.
That's top.
That's
sick. Yeah, that's sick.
Israel, yeah. We did like a tournament with like Tel Aviv and stuff.
No way.
They're violent, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, what's it? The man coming with their challenges, like knee high.
Really?
Referee saying nothing.
No way. One of them ones.
Whoa. But times like that, very enjoyable. I can't lie. A lot of bonding, a lot of fun with the boys. people getting up to madness.
No way. Like
Oh,
what?
snus.
From that age?
That's
Right,
mad.
16, 17, yeah.
I'd never seen that.
No
The first time I saw
way.
Snus was when I was like 18, 19.
That's back.
I'd
That's a
never
couple
seen it
years
before.
ago now.
Yeah.
Not even couple.
That's
It's like 4 years
crazy.
ago. Bro, I have a story.
What?
So we're in quick sidebar. We're in a hotel. This is my first ever tour. First year scholar. We went Northern Ireland. One of the boys here popped in like 2-3 snisses.
What?
He was out of it, and this was the strong thing.
I'm not surprised. I'm not
16,
surprised.
17.
Because I've done one. I've done one before and I've been out of it. Like.
Well, we were pouring
2 or 3.
And he was gone.
People were pouring. I was just there in the back looking.
That's
watching.
crazy.
Wow, that's what you man are doing to him.
And that's at 16.
16.
What?
And the
That's
funny enough,
insane.
the night before, like 4 people did it. They were all gone.
Just snus,
They
snus,
were
snus.
out of it. They were
But
moving
for
about, they
me,
were
for
out.
me, it's like, what do you have to go through that you want to numb the pain that much, or you
Yeah,
want to get
yeah.
that feeling that much? Like, why?
Like the first time
Why?
I saw Snus was when I was like 18 when I went to Burnley. Before then I'd never seen it before,
Yeah,
but I was
yeah.
like, what is this? Like I just saw people putting it in their
It's
gums.
crazy.
Nah, it's crazy.
But like I don't
I
know.
could never do it.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of it. To be
No,
honest.
but that
Like,
is good that you guys touched on it, because it's something that I've seen. Tifo football, they did some like deep analysis on why so many players are doing it, where
yeah.
so many professionals, they can't literally survive or play a game without doing it. But why do you guys think, like from your experiences, like that time, Burnley, why do you guys think people do it?
I think to deal with the pressure. Like because there's so much pressure when you're playing high level football. They just need something to like numb the pain a little bit, numb the
Yeah.
pressure a little bit. So say you come in from like say you've got a game the next day and you keep thinking about it in your head, probably taking snus probably like helps you relax
Calm it
maybe a little bit
down.
and like calms you down. Not for me, but I can see how maybe for some people it does. But yeah.
No, it makes sense. But so I was speaking about like Tifo football, they were doing this whole analysis on snus and why people use it. They literally said that some like Premier League footballer and England international is addicted to it. Like, how does that make sense? For me, from a obviously psychology perspective, it's like, does that make sense to like I've researched into it. If you research into it, the long-term effects of snus, like it's so mad.
It has nicotine in it. It's basically, well, it's
Is-
obviously not about smoking.
Do you get what I'm saying?
It's addictive.
Yeah, and I think it's been linked to mouth cancer as well.
Mm.
It can increase your chance of mouth cancer. It's mad that people still do it. Like,
Yeah,
And the thing,
Crazy.
funny enough, it's trickled down from the first team.
yeah,
That's why more and more young players are doing it. I wouldn't be surprised if like 15-year-olds start doing it.
100%.
It's gonna get much worse.
But that's the thing. Like us footballers, we're subject to doping. We can't go out. You see, you guys talked about the strict rule, the strictness of having to get that next contract. Can't really drink. You can't eat. We can't eat bad. Like so many people. So what? Do you guys feel like it's a release?
I think
Of
that's what it is
footballers.
because snus, it's not like it doesn't go into your lungs, and it's not like it's going to affect your football performance that much. I think that's why a lot of footballers do it
Yeah.
because you can't drink, so it's like a different way of like relaxing you without affecting your football performance.
No,
Kind
of
of
course.
thing. You know
I
what
feel like if it was to, get drug tested, it'd be a problem though.
Ooh.
Like, imagine if they started
Oh.
putting, imagine if they started putting like drug tests for snus.
Oh.
Long day.
Long day.
Long day.
You know that's long.
Everyone stop.
But can't lie, when I was at Chelsea, there was times where academy manager brought in the whole youth team saying, listen, stop this, or players are getting banned.
Same.
This has happened countless times where it's an issue that they're trying to cut out, and
They
that,
need
but
to
it's
do
just
more of that, though.
it's swept under the carpet, and a lot of people don't. But it's just sticky. It's interesting to see how they're obviously gonna solve it, because I know I've seen like my time at Barnsley last season. I've seen players where they're not in the squad. They just tried snus. They never really had it. They weren't really on it. But then because they're not in the squad, things are not going right for them. Boom. Just see them popping it in. And me, as a psychology student, I'm just like, rah, like,
Coping
this guy-
mechanism, innit?
it's a coping mechanism.
Say you're on the bench or you're not.
Do you
playing.
get? Oh,
Or
let me
like-
numb the pain.
My mate told me about his mate that got dropped. He got dropped to the bench, and he'd never done snus before. Someone offered
Bang
it
it.
to him. He just banged it in.
Yeah.
After 5 minutes, the guy in his position got injured. He came on. Apparently, it was the worst he'd seen anyone play.
Play.
So,
Oh
the
my
first 5 minutes,
days.
he never played for that team again.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So
But he
those
just did it.
are the negative effects of
Exactly.
Snus for the young ones listening, isn't it? But for me, it's like, okay, cool. How can you? I feel like that's why I'm so passionate about sports psychology or psychologists, because it's
Of
like,
course.
how can psychologists in the future work with players or first team players, young players, to help them develop proper coping mechanisms in those situations? Because I know for me, or how I cope, because when I was young, I used to be bad as a goalkeeper, make a mistake, lose, not in the team, head loss. But then now working with a sports psychologist, it's like I use that positive self-talk, breathing techniques, all these different things that don't have that serious side effect that snus has.
Of course.
But from you guys' experience, like, I know you might have had like difficult where you might have been benched, you had a bad game. Like, how did you guys deal with it?
Honestly,
It's a
you
tough
gotta
one,
think
tough one.
there's a next week. You honestly gotta think there's a next week.
Mm.
But it's hard for a lot of players because I feel like usually when you're on the bench once, you're on the next week, you're on the week after. And if the person in your position is playing well, it gets wrong. So it's hard. They just gotta stay positive. They gotta work with someone.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are reluctant, I won't lie, to
work.
to do that work, to like all that self-talk or listening to all that motivation.
Yeah.
They don't want to listen to people. They just want to be playing and they don't want to hear anything else.
It's a tough situation to be in though when you're on the bench, because like, say you're on the bench and you've been dropped, you're looking at the player in your position thinking you kind of want them to have a bit of a stinker. You know what I mean? Because you want to be back.
Do you know what? And that's the
But
thing.
you're
Like,
it's a tough
do you
one.
reckon that's the key? Like, everyone
100%.
always wants someone to have a stinker.
Yeah,
especially if you're
You see,
you have to, because you want to get back in the team. Yeah, you want to get back in the team.
Hey, doggy dog world, my
It
guy.
is. It's a doggy dog world.
And I feel like that's the maddest thing about football, because you're a team, but then you're not a team. You've got to get that
an
position.
individual playing in a team.
You want them to do well.
It's
You want the team to play well.
But if they don't mind,
If they
Having
don't
a bit of a
mind,
stinker as well. If
drop that cross.
Yeah.
Nah,
if you're a centre back,
man.
you'll want your team to win like 4-3 or something. You want them to concede a lot of goals, but still win the game. You know
But it's so bad. But that's what I'm saying. But then when you go back in the team, you're like,
Yeah.
That's why
It's a tough one.
football is so mad.
And then you get it as well, where you get back in the team and you're like, if you're on a good run of games, I get this sometimes. You're on a good run of games. You're thinking like, oh, when's the stinker gonna come? When's the stinker gonna come?
See,
And you're trying to put off having that stinker, but you're worried about it at the back of your mind, because you know when you do have a stinker, you're going to be out the team for a little bit.
Yeah.
After that, so it's a tough one.
There's a lot of. That's why you got to be so. You got to have
mentally strong.
You got to have that bulletproof mentality. Like, for example, me playing non-league this year in men's football, the abuse that I've been getting behind my goal, it's been crazy. I feel like if I like didn't develop it or have those coping mechanisms, it's so easy to crumble. There's them behind the goal. I'm trying to take a goal kick. They're saying
all the grief.
They're saying your mum's jollof is dead. Can you imagine behind my goal? The guy was trying to get into my head. I was taking a goal kick and I was about to strike the ball. I was laughing my head off. And you know what? I kept on getting West Ham reject. It's all your fault. All these things where they were just getting onto me, and literally my coping mechanism, I just start laughing.
Yeah, that's the best way to deal with it. That's the best way to
I just start laughing because it's just so mad how and the thing is, fans are just mad, like, and that's why I really love the experience in non-league and that. But before I want to get into you guys' experience, because you guys have got loads of experience in that. But I wanted to ask you, like, why do you think players are reluctant to get into working with those psychologists to help them develop those proper coping mechanisms?
I don't know. I feel like it's like I feel like for everybody, it's like admitting that there's something wrong with you to start off with. No one's willing to admit that. But everyone will say they're fine, nothing's wrong with them. But really and truly, we all have stuff that we can work on. So I feel like that's probably the first hurdle for a lot of people, like admitting that there's something wrong in the first place. And then the next thing is, I don't know, a lot of football players, and I'm testimony to it as well. We only think about football. We don't care about any other aspect of the game other than kicking the ball, passing it, shooting, whatever. We don't care about any other aspect of football. Give us our money, let us get on the pitch. That's all we care about.
Speak for yourself.
No,
I
know what you mean. You just want to play.
That's it.
Like, you just want to get on the pitch. enjoy playing the game you love. You know what I
Like
mean?
if you ask many players that you ask them, oh, do you actually enjoy SNC? Do you actually enjoy going to the gym? Nah. Especially the players in the academy, they don't care. They just care about banging ball. That's
Banging
it.
ball and being that even lit and being that rising baller.
There you go.
Like when you guys were in the academy system at Crystal Palace at Watford and Burnley, was there man them on the team or saying like doing things in training or matches just to be on rising ballers and stuff like that?
A few people had connections. A few people on my team actually got onto rising ballers because they had a connection.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, they were always doing tricks. Like managers would get onto them saying, that's not necessary. Don't be doing that. No, of course they'll keep doing it.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Nice.
I mean, Jadon Sancho was in the same team as me at Watford. So,
yeah.
I mean, he made it on Rising Ballers pretty easy.
Had to drop that, didn't you?
Yeah, drop that.
How was it? Was he that good?
Yeah. Like you could see from a young age, he was just like he's one of those players you just looked at, and even someone that didn't know about football could see he was on another level to someone else. Like he was just taking the piss from a young age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He would go past the defender. He couldn't just go past them once. He'd come back and embarrass them, and then go past them again. You know what I mean? Like it was just too easy for him at that age. Like he's playing like 3-4 years up when he was like 14.
It's
mad.
It's just a joke, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's similar to like Michael Elise. When I played with him, I feel like players like that, it's just talent.
Talent. You can see it a mile off when someone's
100%. So then we spoke about those high moments, where the most enjoyable moments, but what are some of the worst experiences for you, Ed, in the academy at Watford and getting released and stuff like that?
After I got released, it was a tough time because like Watford had been such a big part of my life for so long. So when I got released, I was just like, I didn't really know what to do with myself at all. But to be honest, I think it was quite good for me getting released because I had to explore other areas of life apart from football, you know what I mean? Like when I was in the academy system at Watford, everything was just football. And I was just like, my only goal was to be a professional footballer. But I feel like after I got let go, I kind of had to think about who am I as a person. And I feel like that actually helped me quite a bit because I had to like think about what am I interested in outside of football, what do I want to do if I'm not a footballer? So I feel like actually getting let go was actually quite good for me.
Yeah, helped you a lot.
Helped me a lot, yeah, definitely. It was tough, but I look back now and I'm glad I did have to go through that. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
and when you that's top. I mean? And in terms of your experience, Martin, with Sunday League before getting scouted, balancing that with training and with school, everything like
that was different. Cause
what was the toughest part of that?
Before I actually even got into Palace, so balancing that with school was the hard part because there was a period of time where I was going to school, playing for the school team, playing for district, playing for county, somehow playing for Palace on a Saturday, and then somehow playing for my Sunday League team as well.
See, that's how you know Martin. Mad. Martin was one of those fobs. He was a fob.
I sort of go Palace and my county were.
He's a fob.
Palace and county were.
You see when you see Martin on the other team, long day.
I swear to God, Palace and my county were trading me off. I swear.
What?
The academy manager at the time, Jack, was telling me, you're with county this week. I think, what? What? Am I supposed to be with you on Saturday? No, you were county. What?
That's mad.
I was so confused, but that was just a big balance, managing to somehow revise, get the homework in for GCSEs and all that stuff.
Must have been tough.
Biggest challenge.
How did you do it?
Tough.
African parents. Nothing more to be said.
What about it though?
What
about having African parents?
They just if you don't do your work, you're not playing football.
Seriously?
Really?
If you don't do your work, see that even Portia's saying, if you don't do your work, you're not playing football. You got make sure you get your grades.
That's so.
That was the deal I made with my parents the first time playing football. They said, okay, cool, we're gonna fund your football, we're gonna buy you boots, we're gonna buy you kit, all this stuff. But if you start to slip, if you start to fail in whatever subject it is, you will stop playing football. I had to do well.
That's amazing, in my opinion. Looking back on it, because that pushes you to do well now, innit? I had a completely. My parents weren't actually on me like that, you know.
Mine weren't
deep in-
really. Mine weren't really. Like, it was
Like,
always
I'm
just down
deep
to
in
me
that.
kind of thing.
I've real Nigerian parents, but they never said such to me in the sense that, oh, if you feel, because I don't know, it's mad though. But nah, that's mad.
You
Crazy,
grateful for that now though?
Oh
That they
yeah, a little
like
bit.
that,
You know
or-
what?
Yeah.
A little bit, because obviously now I'm in uni. Now I'm still working hard. I'm still able to balance my life. I'm still able to play football, do other ventures that I'm interested in, and everything's working out perfectly. Even though I'm stressed, like everyone else is.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
stress is good though. Having a bit of stress, like you
Stress
need a bit of
is a bit
stress.
fine. Like, it helps you out.
Mm.
Like, even though I'm still stressed, everything's getting done.
Mm.
Hitting my goals, can't complain.
Yeah,
Can't
yeah.
really complain, can I?
It's that little tough love. So then, do you think that parenting style is what's best for guys who go through the academy, in terms of similar to what they do in the USA, where if you don't do well in school, you're not getting drafted?
You know what? A little bit, because a lot of people who get into academies, they really do neglect education. And football's all well and good if it's going well. When it doesn't go well, what's next? What's next? So you got to be prepared. So I always try to educate, like, even my cousins who are trying to get into football.
Yeah.
If you're going to get into football, make sure you get very little. Get your maths and English. Just get your maths and English. Get some sort of qualification. Do your BTEC properly. Don't be messing around when they're telling you to do your BTEC.
100%.
Get it done. Because if all else fails, you have something to go to. Even if it's not education, people look at you. Okay, you have a qualification. You're okay. But if you don't,
it's hard.
It's a lot
it's
longer.
hard.
It's a lot longer.
Amen to that. Do you know why? Because I know I know my teammates that whilst I was doing BTECs, doing my A levels, they were all like, schoolboy, messing around. But I'm telling you, if you do not develop yourself beyond football, and the time is coming where football will end,
of course,
the real world is a dark place where they do not give a toss if you've played in the Emirates Stadium. They don't give a toss if you've played international football. They care about what credentials you have, what experience you have, and if you don't have it, you end up on the building site or in the warehouse to make a living.
It's harsh, but it's true. Like, it's the same with me as well. When I was doing qualifications and stuff, doing A levels and stuff, I was kind of thinking like, oh, I should just be focusing on football. But I'm so glad I got all of that done now, because now it's just put me in a much better position.
Do you get?
Also, when you're doing like stuff outside of football, when you're at a club as well, you get other players like looking at you like, oh, why is he doing that? Why is he doing that? He's busy.
He's dead man there.
The thing is if you get let go, you got other options now.
You got it, and
you can do other things now with your life. But if they get let go and they haven't done anything else, then
exactly,
it's gonna be tough.
And that's the whole mission of this podcast, just highlighting the importance of having that identity beyond football for these young players, and even not even young players, but pro footballers. Because a lot of pro footballers I've seen in first team environments, like last season, they just put all the eggs in football. One injury, ACL,
it's over. Yeah.
And that's why I feel like it links back to what we were saying about the snus. Numbing the pain. Because you have to numb the pain somehow. Imagine you have football, you've invested all your years since 7, 8, 9. You're adult now, and this is all you have. You're making good bread, but then you can't actually play. The pain, the mental damage, they have to numb the pain somehow. So it's interesting. But you guys spoke about your experiences with the academy and like how release affected you. What pushed you to bounce back and keep going with football and eventually end up signing for Burnley again?
I think just like my love for the game, number one, and also just reaching the goal of being a pro footballer, because that's what I wanted to do since I was a little kid. So I think like I've always realised that you're going to have setbacks along the way to achieve any goal. So I just saw setbacks as part of the journey, and I was just like, I'm going to bounce back from them stronger, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I didn't really, I used the setbacks to help me in a way, because I knew they were just part of the journey, and I knew it was just testing me to see how strong I was as an individual as well. So I knew that when I came back from them, I'd be even stronger. So just carried on going, really. Just carried on training as normal.
Nah, facts. And with your experience, Martin, from How was that experience after finding out you got released from Crystal Palace?
Heartbreaking. For every single person who experienced, like, you put everything into a dream and you got told no. Heartbreaking. But like I said, just the love of the game, one, is definitely something that pushes you. The people around you, like for me, my ex at the time, she pushed me to finding out what I want to do next, helping me get work, at least getting some money, and starting off somewhere. But I can't lie, let me be a little bit delusional. The idea that I can one day destroy Palace, that was like a motivation. I can't even lie. Even the club, I'm thinking that I destroy them.
What do you mean when you say destroy that? Do them
like, get them relegated. I can't even lie. Even just
everyone has it in their head. You got that.
It's a little bit of vengeance.
Yeah, there is that vengeance, obviously. But
it's good to have a bit of that though. Like
it is, yeah.
It keeps you motivated.
It keeps you motivated, yeah.
But for me, when I found out, I feel like the worst time was when I got released from West Ham, because it was my second time of being released. So it was like that first time was a blow, but then the second time it was another blow where, what am I doing wrong? That's what I said to myself. I was like, am I that bad? Or what's going on here?
It's hard not to take it personally, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but
it's so hard not to take it personally.
When the older I get now, I'm deep in. It's not really personal. But back then, when you're coming out of the meeting, you're just like,
how do you dig yourself out that hole then?
For me, it's go again. It's what fuels me is proving those people wrong.
Exactly.
Proving those people wrong and showing that, okay, cool, you release me, but I'm going to show you that, listen, I'm one of the best goalkeepers in the country, if not that in the world. I'm going to go harder. It's like what you guys said, setbacks make you stronger. So I use it as fuel, ultimately. So now, how you said, it's like you guys watch Creed 3, all those bangs that he got, it's all fueling him. All those hurt is building him to now get that uppercut now to go back. So it was tough, but you gotta get a couple days to regather yourself and that. But ultimately, I feel like it makes the testimony sweeter in the end. Ultimately,
100%.
Because if I hadn't gone through that, it's like what you said, I wouldn't have been doing this. I wouldn't have this story to tell.
No, of course.
I wouldn't have been going as hard on my university degree to actually do better, because I know football is that. I wouldn't have valued the football as much. So I feel like there's always positives that need to be highlighted through the struggle and the setbacks and the rejection.
Life's not meant to be easy, is it?
Never.
So life's not meant to be easy. Life's going to be tough. So it's just about
we're out here struggling, hustling, fam.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, those are the stories that's why I'm so passionate about this and hearing you guys' story, because you guys heard of Jeremy Winston and the situation that happened with him. He went through release, and he felt it was so overwhelming because of all these things that we've been talking about, of the amount of time you put in it, seeing the people you grew up playing with, playing in the Prem, getting their moves, and you're just released. You don't know what to do next. So that's why I feel like it's so important for us guys to keep speaking about it and show people who've overcome those situations and gone on to do better.
Definitely.
Because there's life beyond football.
100%.
But
we're living proof of that.
Exactly. So that's why it links nicely to what you were saying about your...
Yeah. So obviously during the academy, I dealt with a lot of like mental issues and whatnot. So it kind of got me into thinking, how do I cope? For one, how do I deal with situations? How do I motivate myself? How do I get over some things I'm dealing with? Like, I got really nervous quite a bit before games. I won't lie.
Same.
When I was first year,
yeah,
every game I was nervous. I don't know what it was.
Pressure.
Like, I haven't played football all my life.
It is pressure, though.
I swear,
it is.
So one of my main reasons of getting into university is how do I deal with this sort of pressure?
Wow.
Because if I fingers crossed, if I do ever make it as a pro, pressure's gonna get worse, much worse. So you start dealing with it now. So that's one of the main reasons why I got into sports psychology in the first place. Starting to deal with pressure, starting to understand the mind and the body connection. Yeah, that was the main interest. Then obviously some more stuff came out of it. So,
Yeah, what's that more stuff? What
Fam,
been
you
up
might
to?
know already. Man's
guy.
modeling out
Tell
here.
them.
Man's modeling out here doing some stuff. I
Mm.
think you guys soon will see the car sticker thing. You won't see my face, but I'll be head to toe in leather.
Yeah. No, what? Say it again. Man's modeling for Carsico. That's even a brand that's owned by a footballer, which is top.
Really nice guy.
But,
Yeah, that's top.
how's your experiences influence what you're doing now?
I feel like just going through stuff like that, like by going through the pressure games when I was younger and stuff, just helped me deal with pressure better now. And also I feel like just having that experience of playing for a club when I was younger, I feel like there's just so many experiences, just like great experiences that I'll never forget as well. So I feel like by going through all that stuff, it's just given me some great experiences and like shaped me into who I am now, I feel like.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
how have you transferred that into your course? Like, what are you doing now?
So I'm at Loughborough Uni at the moment. I'm doing a maths degree at the moment, coming to the end of second year maths degree. Yeah, doing that at the moment. I'm playing non-league as well, non-league football as well. So just combining those two things. But yeah, it's going well. But yeah, I feel like playing, going through the football when I was younger has helped me be able to balance that stuff, like balancing A levels alongside playing football, balancing GCSEs alongside playing football. All of that stuff has just helped me develop and help me be able to deal with what I'm going through now as well. I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. How do you think football relates to maths?
Well, money.
Money. Yeah, money's one. But football's a numbers game, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you break football down, it's all to do with numbers on the pitch.
Yeah.
So I guess in that way it could be to do with maths. And obviously the money in football as well. That's the main one. But yeah.
So once you graduate, you're gonna be making that bread.
Hopefully,
it's gonna get long.
Fingers
JP
crossed.
Morgan, all of that.
Crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. But
yeah. No, that leads me nicely to the highlight of this podcast. Just asking each of you, who are you? Who are you beyond football?
Good question.
That's a toughie.
That's a deep question.
So who am I? Let's say, honestly, I don't think there's one straight definition. Like, we're all abstract people. Let's be honest. Like, we are whatever we want to be. So far, right now, I'm a.
Whoa!
Whatever we want to be.
No. What?
What? What do you mean? What?
You cannot say I.
Go on. Say what? And what time I want to be.
Explain that point.
So you can't be a car. You can't be a car.
I can be a car if I want to.
No. Let's stop. Let's stop abstract.
So
anyway, changing the topic.
Anyway, I'm whatever I want to be.
We're not going to go down that path.
I can be a transformer if I want to.
That would try to per hour. We need to extend the podcast.
You're a transformer. Fair enough.
That was still.
I hear it. I'm a.
What's it?
I was gonna say something that's gonna get me cancelled.
Need to be careful, man.
I'm a football player. I'm a model. I'm a sports psychologist. I'm a mentor.
That's it.
You know, anything. Well, I don't know. Like, I'm different. I'm not just one person. I'm not just a football player. I'm not just a model. I'm not just all those things. I'm someone who can adapt. I'm someone who, you know, is willing to try everything, willing to be different, willing to explore new avenues in life that most people would be reluctant to or scared to.
Yeah.
I'm a person who's willing to try absolutely anything, because life's too short, and you'll regret everything you don't do in this life. So try everything.
That's so true, mate.
Try everything.
What about you, Ed? Who are you beyond football?
It's a good question. I feel like beyond football, I'm just someone who's constantly trying to make themselves a better version of themselves. I feel like every day putting myself in uncomfortable situations to help myself grow. Without sounding like too much of like a cliche, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like
Hey,
like a
okay,
cliche,
cool.
but
Is that
you
this
know what I mean?
the
Like,
interview? That's the
Don't
media
like
prep that you got to Burnley in
That's the media prep, mate.
it.
Mate, I've done all of this before. Like. But yeah,
No,
just you know what I mean. Just like
be
putting yourself
real.
in
Be
tough
real.
situations.
Yeah.
No, I'm
No,
being
I hear
serious.
you.
Like putting yourself in tough situations and just like enjoying your life as well. So you got to
Yeah.
enjoy each day as well. You know what I mean?
No, I
Like
get
it's
what
good
you
to
mean.
keep stretching yourself, but you need to stop and enjoy life as well. You can't just always be looking to the next thing, looking to the next goal.
100%.
You got to enjoy each day and each moment. You know what I
And
mean?
do you guys feel like there's any moment from your experience in football that's shaped that answer to that question? Where you're like, yeah, nah, I can't keep stealing myself as that footballer.
The moment you get released,
Mm.
the moment you get released, I feel like that changes your perspective on everything. Because right now, when they say no, you're not getting a pro contract. You're
Yeah.
thinking to yourself, okay, I'm no longer a Burnley football player. I'm no longer a Crystal Palace football player. I'm no longer a West Ham football player. Then what are you? That's your whole identity. So
Wow.
Your identity's changing.
What
Exactly.
Yeah, your
what
identity's-
are you?
So then the question
Wow.
is, what are you?
Mm.
You got to go find that. You got to go find exactly what that is. Whether that be fucking, whether that be a student, whether that be, I don't know, anything really. YouTuber, podcaster, whatever that be.
You
So
only
what-
find that by like trying different things.
things,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
That's the only way to find
But then,
it out.
what would you say to someone who doesn't have that experience of getting released, who goes through high flying, playing at the top, playing at the highest level, who don't think that they need to do any of that?
You will someday.
You will someday, yeah.
Football's not
you'll
gonna last
retire,
forever.
Yeah, football's not gonna last forever.
Mm.
And like, fair enough. Like, if you are that top like 0.1%
Yeah.
that do make it, then yeah, go enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, you're living the dream. But most people that go through the academy system, like 99.9%, don't end up making it. So like, if you
Yeah.
are that 0.1%, then go enjoy it. Hold your hands
Yeah.
up, go enjoy it. But
It's-
like,
Yeah, no, it's interesting because I got asked a question saying, if I was playing every week at West Ham, playing internationally, stuff like that, would I still study my A levels? It was an interesting question because for me, yeah, I feel like I still would because of that bigger view beyond football and that. But it's like, what would you guys say? Like, if everything was going smoothly, you're making nice money from football, you're playing week in, week out, would you still?
See, that's a funny thing. Like, obviously, I may have not done the things I've done, but the education, 100%.
Yeah.
Same.
Like I've always said, football or no football, I'm getting a degree.
Yeah,
Whether
yeah.
it be at 18 or at 38, I'm getting that degree. I don't care.
Yeah,
These
same-
are why.
same
These
for
are
me,
why.
like-
These are future leaders, Premier League future leaders. There's a reason why part of the selected 12. But no, it's facts. Like, I feel like, why do you guys think those players who are high flying, playing in the Prem from a young age, maybe might not dive into that?
I feel like just because from like a young age they've always been told they're just the best footballer, you know what I mean? Like football's just always been their identity from a young age. So they don't really have another reason to develop anything else. They've always been like the high fly from a young age, so they've always just thought, yeah, I'll make 100 grand a week playing in the Prem. So they've had no real reason to develop anything else. But I feel like if they I'm a big believer in that actually makes you a better player of developing stuff outside of football. So I feel like even if you are a top footballer, you'll see more and more top players now doing stuff outside of football. Like look at Ben Foster, there's so many other examples. And actually that has a positive impact on how you play on the pitch, not a negative one.
So
I think we're seeing that more and more now. But it's good. It's good. It's a good thing. Yeah.
Degrees and stuff.
Loads of footballers have degrees.
So one football player's even rapping now.
Yeah.
Is it?
You see, it starts with D. Died. Yeah.
Sure.
So he just released a video. His marketing for that was top tier because obviously everyone thought it was Nketiah. People thought it was people thought it was Reece Nelson, someone at Arsenal and that, but apparently he didn't even play at Arsenal. But he's so smart because he got verses to post it. He got Rising Ballers, all these the Shea Barra, and now the video has done like 1 million views.
There you go.
It's clever.
I feel like a lot of young players as well. A lot of people who are playing professional football, they always think. I've heard this a lot actually. They always said to me, "Why am I planning for a failure?"
A failure, yeah. Plan B. It just shows that you haven't got,
Yeah.
Doesn't
I
make
feel
sense.
like
Not
that's a
necessarily
negative
that.
mindset.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
Not necessarily that.
surely even if you're playing football at the top level, I feel like it helps your game. Like I was saying, it helps your game to have stuff going on outside of football. Also, surely you want to get back from the training ground. If you're a professional footballer, you get back from the training ground at like 1, 2 in the afternoon.
You've got so much time.
Do you want to just do nothing the rest of the day, or you've got time to actually do something else and like maybe like make money in another way, or not even making money, but just doing something else, keeping yourself busy. Like
finding a new
I
interest.
feel like it's just good to keep
100%.
exploring new interests and just doing different things, even if it's not even if it's not like it's a plan B necessarily, just like making yourself a better
I feel like that's actually a key thing that people actually focus on in terms of having that plan B. So when I was obviously studying my A levels at West Ham, like my teammates might have think, he's not really focused on football. But it's like I didn't really see it as a plan B.
No.
It was 2 plan A's where I'm focused on this. I can put all my effort into this, but I still have time to actually put all my effort into that. And I feel like through your experiences, from my experience, I feel like it's been possible. It's fine. It doesn't.
100%.
It's helped me more.
Yeah, it's so interesting you say that, Dan, because like I feel like I'm the same as you. Like I don't see it as football or stuff outside of football.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people see it like if you're focusing on other things, then that must mean you're putting less attention into football.
No, of course not.
But it's not the way at all. Like I feel like if you're focusing on other things as well, that's going to help with football because you're going to have a more rounded life. You're going to be happier. And therefore you're going to play better on the pitch as well.
100%.
Like if you're exploring different things outside of football, it's not like you can train for like 10 hours a day. You train for like 2 hours a day. So you've got this. I don't get this thing of like football or something else. You've got enough time to do both.
Do both. 100%.
I
feel like it's the old mentality in football, one, and lack of understanding from the outside culture of fans. Fans think, if your team's doing bad, this and that, why is he spending time doing that on social media, doing that course? He should be back on the training ground, practicing his free kick, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
How long do you want us to train for?
Yeah, I train for like 10 hours a day.
Do you get
You train for like 2 hours a day max, and then
and that's what I'm saying. It's like you see Marcus Rashford, he's doing stuff to help have a positive impact, but he's still getting grilled by fans saying, he's doing too much work on the side. That's why he's not performing well.
But you've seen this season, he's proved everyone wrong, hasn't he?
So, and I feel like that's the type of thing us as footballers have to deal with: the criticism, the stigma, the spotlight. But I feel like over the years, it's the barrier and that lack of understanding behind, footballers can actually do both. It's breaking down because you see the pundits, like the old school pundits, Soundness, all of that. He's always like, nah, none of that.
I feel like that's
Roy
changing now,
Keane.
though. Yeah.
So it's changing gradually to understand, more beyond that football side. Okay, cool. We're doing this, doing that, and that links nicely to where we're at now. We're currently out here in a hotel with the Premier League.
You were going to say the hotel name, weren't you?
Huh?
You're going to say the hotel name.
I didn't want to bait it out. But out here on the Premier League Futures program, on the last in-person event where we're with the Premier League, so I wanted to get into what actually is the Premier League Futures program and what we've been doing.
Very simply, we're a bunch of ex-football players. Well, not
selected 12.
Not ex, but a lot
at clubs. Yeah.
At clubs, a lot of them are still playing. The girlies over there, they're doing their thing. They're still playing
behind
for
the
teams. So fair
scenes.
play to them. But a lot of us left football clubs in the Premier League, and we're just developing characteristics and skills to help us later on down in life, like a lot of leadership skills, communication, creativity, a lot.
That's one.
Yeah, like similar to what Martin said, like players that have been at big clubs, been let go, and we're just developing different leadership skills, basically. Yeah, but it's been a top experience.
Yeah.
And coming to near the end of the year now, but like it's been a top experience. Like I'm sure you boys feel the same. Like I've just learned so much.
100%. For me,
so glad I've done it.
For me, the best experience we've had was when we went to visit Nike HQ in London.
That was sick. Yeah, so good.
So we got behind the scenes access to what actually goes on at Nike. Speaking to ex-pros who've gone out of the game and actually made careers for themselves beyond football. We spoke to the guy who facilitates the relationship between Nike and Tottenham Hotspur. how he got released and he didn't know what he was gonna do next, but then he kept pushing and ended up getting a job at Nike. So yeah, Premier League are really doing big things. That
It's just a big testament that football is not the end.
it's not
And
the
it
end.
never will
100%,
be.
100%.
Never
It's
will
not.
be.
There's so much more to, even if you do make it as a top footballer,
Yeah,
how long's your career going to last? Like 10, 15 years max?
told him
And
again.
then it's over. You have most of your life without
them.
playing football. You have more of your life without playing football than with
Them
playing
with
football.
playing
So
it, yeah.
football, like obviously you've got to enjoy the game when you're still playing it, but you've got to think about different ways you can enjoy your life without football as well. I feel
That's
like that's
it.
a big thing.
And I feel like the Futures program has really helped us understand that from practical experience.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
it's top. I don't feel like the Premier League get enough accolades or recognition, especially in our generation, because we don't really see what's going on. It's all on the websites, this and that. But I feel like they need what they're doing. They're actually doing a lot of good things. The PDP development programs for people who get released, the support groups, the support that they're doing to the clubs. This Future Leaders program, like
even the tournaments,
bringing
people from different countries.
nah,
Who else does that?
They're doing their
Yeah, it's
thing.
good.
They're doing their thing. Yeah. So, nah, I'm just hoping we just keep pushing and keep getting this message out there. But I wanted to go on to you guys. We talked about the fans not understanding why players doing that, but why do you feel recently, Bukayo, you missed some crazy penalty, which just a normal penalty.
Normal penalty.
But for the fans, it's like a penalty that basically might have cost them the Premier League. But then you've seen the reaction on Twitter, on Instagram, and how the fans reacted to that. The racist picture that they posted of him. Like, what do you guys think of that?
My dissertation was even on racism in football, and I'm vexed. You have no idea how vexed I am. Like every single time I keep seeing it, it just makes me somewhat glad that I'm not playing football anymore, and somewhat glad that I consider myself Nigerian more than English. The same, because the way they take football is fun. Football is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be enjoyable. We're all supposed to have enjoy the game, go out with their friends, watch the game, come back home. Nice. But some people take it too seriously to the point where it's now abuse. If you don't do well, you get abuse. That's not. These people just. First of all, he's like what, 20, 21. He's a kid. He doesn't need this. No one deserves that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, the stuff that he has to experience, and a lot of other black football players have to experience, or even football players of any color. It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because we miss shots, we miss headers, we miss tackles. Like, it's normal. You don't need abuse for it.
What do you guys think leads people or fans to go to that extent for their team? Ed?
I think it's just like not having enough going on in their life. You know what I mean? Like football, they've got nothing.
They need to have an identity beyond football, innit?
They're not even playing football. They're not even playing football.
That's crazy, that. Wow.
Literally, the team they support is their whole life. So,
yeah.
I mean, like, football's amazing for people. Football's amazing in this country because it's such a big thing for people, and like, it's great that people get so passionate about football. Like, that's what makes football a great game.
Oh, of course.
And I wouldn't change that. But I think people just need to know when to where the line is and where to tone it down. You know what I mean? Because it's great that people are so passionate about football, but at the end of the day, you've got to keep football in football. You can't make it personal about particular players or particular individuals. So I feel like that's when it crosses the line, is when people make it personal.
Yeah.
And they take it outside of football, you know what I mean?
100%.
It just shows that racism is rife in this country.
It's rife.
No matter how much they try to deny it, it's clear. In some aspects of life, it's clear that it's there.
So what type of things did you find in your disso then?
Oh, a lot of stuff. Like, I saw that coping mechanisms is massive for a lot of football players. Like, just one, trying to shove it to the side, but it never really gets shoved. It always comes back to bite them. So finding a way to like cope with it properly is massive for a lot of players. And you'd be surprised, a lot of football players have experienced it. Like, people are telling me that they've spoken to other people about other black players about their experiences. Like, it seems like everyone's experienced it. But lucky for me, even in my initial stage of getting participants, quite a decent amount of people said, "Oh, I never experienced racism."
Yeah.
But I don't, that makes me so happy.
Mm.
The fact that you can't even take part in my study makes me so happy.
That's great, yeah.
But the people I did interview, they did manage to say, yeah, they spoke to a lot of people
Yeah.
who have
Wow.
experienced racism, which is obviously never nice to hear. But
And what's the craziest thing that you've heard someone being called or something being done to them?
people being called blackie,
Oh wow.
people being called monkey, people getting slide tackled and then say, get up you N-word.
Oh wow.
Like, honestly, I know how I react, but those
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are much better people than me.
In terms of racism, I just can't fathom it or understand it. Why you'd need to abuse someone because of their color. I just don't understand it. Like,
Abuse them because of their ability, not their
ability, yeah,
not their
like,
color.
but I just don't understand like why the thought process behind it.
Nah.
Yeah,
For me, it's a laughing matter because it's like, how can you abuse me because of the color of my skin? Like, I would just be like, that's just craziness to me. But it's mad, But no, we can go on for
forever.
ages
Yeah,
and
yeah,
ages. I
forever.
wanted to end by asking you guys a question. What would you tell or advise your younger self coming through at Watford, Ed? Come
That's
through
a
the
great
academy
question.
system, looking back on it now.
That's a really good question, Dan. I'd say just enjoy it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like at that age, like I was saying before, you put yourself under a lot of pressure. So I'd say just enjoy it. Just enjoy the foreign tours. Enjoy playing against the big teams. Enjoy just playing football with your mates every day. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a great experience. So just make the most of it and just enjoy every day. But that would be the main thing for me. Is just enjoyment.
Yeah.
Like, don't put yourself under too much pressure when you're young. Like at our age, yeah, because you got to do certain things. You got to reach certain goals. We all want to get contracts at teams, but like at that age, just enjoy every game, every day.
That's it. And what would you tell the Martin who's balancing his football with district, with Crystal Palace, with school?
Keep going. Like, like, it's a huge payout. The fact that you're able to balance all of that stuff together and still play football, so get to the level that you want to get to, huge payout because it's abilities that you're going to need later on in life. Obviously, you may not play football your whole life, but being able to balance task after task after task and the opportunities,
It's top.
big ability. And like Ed, going back onto what Ed said, enjoying it, never losing that love for the sport, no matter how much is about making money, getting results. As long as you don't lose the love for the sport, you will be happy.
Smooth.
You'll be happy.
Boy. Nah, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you
Man,
guys
cheers for having us, Dan.
jumping on.
Appreciate
Listen, if you guys are listening on Spotify, make sure you leave a like, leave a 5-star review if you guys are enjoying it. Join the Beyond Football movement where we're highlighting the importance of having an identity beyond football. And yeah, till next time.
Thank you very much.